Attack of the Mutant Camels, also known as Advance of the Mega Camel in America, is a creation from the awesome, creative and talented mind of Jeff Minter, also known as the founder of company Llamasoft. AMC puts the player in a starfighter with only one purpose: to save the galaxy from an attacking horde of huge mutant camels. Sounds fun, right? You move your fighter in a two-dimensional side-scrolling environment, and the only correct way to use your cannon is the trigger-happy way. Punch that button and shoot like there's no tomorrow. Each sector of the game has a group of huge mutant camels, slowly ambling from the left side of the area to the right, and when they reach the right border, they've penetrated the sector's defences and it's all over. Your task would be to keep that from happening. The way to do that is to simply fly over to the nearest camel, hover behind him and start shooting. Lots. The camels are heavily armoured and they do shoot back, hurling bullets from their mouth with frightening accuracy. If you manage to dodge these bullets and keep up with the pressure, the camel will change colours several times under the influence of your lasers, depicting the weakening of their protective force field and eventually go down. The first title that comes to mind when retracing the history of the genre is the legendary Defender of Williams, to which this game partly refers, but we also remember milestones in gaming history which can be attributed to follow the concepts of mutant camels, such as Scramble by Konami, the Organic R-Type by Iron, or Technosoft's glorious Thunder Force series. The game's screen is very simple, clearly separating the game data from the field of action. At the top, we find the score of the two current players divided by the maximum score reached, a sort of omnipresent mini Hall of Fame during all games. Whoever manages to defeat the mutants deserves eternal glory from Minter. Just below, before the actual game field, a stylisation of the level appears, or at least of the camels present in it and their position relative to our ship. Very useful for strategically planning attacks. Finally, the number of remaining lives on the sector in which we are fighting appear below the playing field. Between one level and another, we move at warp speed as we travel. The simple inscription, Trans-Sector Hyperdrive Engaging, appears, which is enough to remind us that we are in hyperspace. During the transition between impulse and warp speed, however, you must pay attention to photon torpedoes that will come towards you. The movement of the camels is slow and obsessive at first, but their speed gradually increases as you conquer new sectors. The game looks simple, but it's actually damn complex and fast-paced, full of surreal humour, fascinating visual gimmicks and arts. In total, AMC includes 31 levels that progressively raise the commitment required to complete them, even if the very high level of difficulty will bring very few players to the possibility of seeing the desired end. The title also allows two people to participate, as can be understood from the score screen, but only alternately with each other and not in real multiplayer, which would have been definitely fun. The epic of mankind, in its heroic fight against mutant camels, is painted on the screens of the Commodore 64 with simple brushstrokes and essential touches, composed of basic colours, perfectly dosed in a sober balance. The uniform grey of the arid sand on which the camels advance inexorably is the background of a very black firmament illuminated by a few barely shining stars. The stars illuminate with their dim light some monochromatic mountains of a compact brown, jagged in their borders with a dark sky. All the elements of the surreal scenario seem to be characterised on purpose so as not to distract us from the frenetic and adrenaline-pumping action, which has always been the cornerstone of Minter's production. Yet, the best-known game of the brilliant English artist is also the one that least approaches the levels of compositional hysteria found in his other typical works. Here the lysergic and gaudy colours are completely absent. The alternation of psychedelic lights and the extreme eclecticism of the nervous play of lights, colours, sounds and intuitions. Perhaps the maximum of creative freedom will be reached in the second chapter, in which the camels will find their revenge against mankind. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button, and also, if you enjoy these Commodore videos, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment to let us know your experiences with this or any other Jeff Minter classic. In the meantime, I'll leave it here and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, thanks again and bye for now.